don't take prisoners.
Heard you got a new assignment.
Yeah, research patrol.
Babysitting field scribes. Prestigious.
Beats guard duty. Why? What'd you get?
Vanguard.
You're kidding.
Shipping out into the next rotation. I'll try to leave a couple of super mutants for you.
Man, just look at all these old planes.
Lucky bastard. I'm proud to be serving under Elder Maxon. I had enough of Lyons and his foolish ways. The Institute and their technological abominations need to be stopped at any cost. So, I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty on our new project. How much is Maxon?
Well, he seems to feel it's pretty important.
Important is an understatement. We're pouring every resource we have into this thing. I hope it's worth it. Come on, it's this way. Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a gantry on the tarmac. Maxon and Kells have been looking for something that'll tip the balance when we go toe-to-toe with the Institute. Now, the Pridwin might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting. That's where our new project comes in. This storage bay full of parts is what's left of Liberty Prime. The Brotherhood used it in the Capital Wasteland as a weapon against the Enclave. It's the most advanced robot the Brotherhood has ever had at its disposal. Unfortunately, Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. I've spent the better part of the last few years piecing him back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded. In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, we're going to need your help.
No problem. I'm sure this only looks worse than it is.
I wish I had your confidence, because this is not going to be easy. Now, the good news is that we've got most of Prime's parts fully assembled. The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spot welding.
Sure.
The first problem is his CPU. It's fragile, and every time we try to feed power to it, it blows itself out.
There's gotta be a way to solve that.
I do all the maintenance on the Pridwin, so you'd think it'd be a snap. As much as I hate to admit it, Prime's power systems are out of my league. Luckily, you were able to convince Dr. Madison Lee to return to the Brotherhood. She was on the original build team for Liberty Prime a little over a decade ago. I've already spoken to her, but she's reluctant to work on Prime for some reason. If you could get her down here to lend a hand with his power system, we can get the big guy moving.
Attention. Bravo 6-4, report to Armor Bay 2. Bravo 6-4 to Armor Bay 2.
Elder Maxon got that scar on his face from going.
If you're here to talk me into working on Liberty Prime, you can forget it.
You promised you'd help us.
You're right, I did. But you neglected to mention that I'd be asked to work on Liberty Prime. I've been down this road with the Brotherhood before. Why would I make the same mistake twice?
Because we care what happens to the Commonwealth.
You trust them a whole lot farther than I do, General.
You know, if anyone else wearing a Brotherhood of Steel uniform said something like that, I'd laugh in their face. But coming from you, tell Proctor Ingram to get her scribes ready. It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get Liberty Prime back online.
There's no time to waste when there's work to be done.
But I'm glad we're making a difference out here.
Taking on a death claw without backup is a great way.
Proctor.
Wow, things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power flowing into his CPU core without overloading. If your people stay out of my way, that is.
Charming, isn't she?
Maybe I should come back later.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. We might not be the best of friends, but we'll get the job done. Besides, Dr. Lee's worth all the aggravation. We're working with one of Prime's original designers. I don't see it getting any better than that. In fact, since things are going so well, we're gonna have you start building his electromagnetic...
Sure, anything you need.
That's what I love about you. You're ready to leap into action, and I bet you don't have the faintest idea what I'm talking about. The actuators are what allows Liberty Prime's arms and legs to move. Prime's new limbs are way too heavy for the simple hydraulic pistons he had in the past. We're gonna have to rip those out, construct a brand new system using electromagnets, and install them in his limbs. What we need you to do is build the actuators for us.
Now that you know what the actuators are, you need to know how to make them. These are the plans and the materials list. Don't lose them.
Now, before you get that look on your face, you'll be happy to know that the only thing we need you to head out and find, according to Proctor Quinlan, the best place to find one is in any of the ruined We've already sent out a few teams to find the rest of the high-powered magnets you'll need. They should be back.
Once you start building the actuators, we need one for each limb, so you'll need to make a total of 4. Good luck.
Mayor McDonough has always been against the Minutemen.
Heard you rescued
Never quite
Valentine.
understood why. Good work.
We sell everything. Skip tax.
Let's see what you got.
Oh, goody.
I've never lost anyone before.
What are you doing here?
Failure is new to me.
Maybe a second printing press while you're at it.
We can keep traveling as much as you want. I don't require sleep or food in order to survive.
Hesitating to pull the trigger on any of the
Proctor Ingram.
scum can be
That's
fatal.
all 4 actuators. Delivered and done. Nice work.
Right on schedule. I've completed the restoration of Prime's basic functions, and he's ready to go. In fact, it's getting difficult to explain to the system why it can't move right now.
Well, as soon as my scribes get those actuators in place, we'll have his arms and legs installed in no time. Which brings me to your next assignment. It won't be long before Prime can walk and talk, but he's missing one last important element. His nukes. Without them, his offensive systems aren't operating at peak capacity.
What's Prime armed with?
Prime has 2 weapon systems, his eye laser and his nuke pack. The eye laser can target a hostile from hundreds of yards out and take it down with pinpoint accuracy. His nukes are modified Mark 28 nuclear bombs. They used to drop the things. Just one of the nukes is equivalent to about 3 or 4 Fat Man shells. Basically, whatever it hits isn't getting up. His eye laser is almost ready to go, but without nukes to load into his pack, he's fighting at less than.
Shouldn't be a problem. Just tell me where they are.
I wish I could.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
The Commonwealth was a major staging area for the military's Air Force, so we assumed. But since we arrived, our scouting teams haven't located.
Sure.
That's going to be a problem. Without a fully loaded nuke pack, Prime won't have the firepower to take.
She's right.
Of course she's right. But before you give up hope, there's actually a silver lining. Proctor Quinlan has located some records regarding a military installation. We're fairly certain this included a stockpile. The catch is that the installation is located somewhere within the glowing...
I'll head out there immediately.
Good, because that's exactly... Scribe Halen's established a communications point. I suggest you head out there first, and establish a signal protocol with her so that the nukes can be... Hopefully, by the time you've returned, we'll be ready to wake Prime up. Good luck, Knight.
Good to see you again, Knight. You've come a long way since you stumbled in the Cambridge police station.
Thanks, Halen. I assume the place is still in one piece.
We're doing the best that we can. We've had the occasional synth attack, but so far we've been able to keep them from overrunning us. Thanks to the reinforcements and the air support, I'd say that site was secure.
That's not surprising. After all, it's in good hands.
I appreciate that. Anyway, I know you don't have time for small talk, so I'll get right to it. I've had the men set up the equipment we'll need to pinpoint you once you've found the bombs. We've rigged up this distress pulsar to emit a unique tone that we'll be listening for. When you find the bombs, plant the pulsar, and we'll handle the rest. After that, you should probably head back to Proctor Ingram.
Uh-huh. Doesn't sound too difficult.
Ah, no. Not at all. You're only heading back into the most inhospitable place in the entire Commonwealth. Look, I know you've been through the glowing sea before, but remember to keep an eye on your guard.
Right.
If you don't, the radiation will cook you from the inside out. Good luck, Knight.
By Elder Max's orders, all forms of technology should be confiscated or collected.
We don't usually welcome outsiders. I hope you can appreciate your good fortune.
You must speak quickly. You cannot...
That's it. Got it.
Secure. Standing down.
Nice.
Negative sensor read. Weapons cold.
That's it. Terminal should open this. There we go.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
should get out of here as soon as we can.
Well, I'm glad.
The interceptor worked. It was rough.
Amazing. And
Got it right here.
that's it. That's really it. All right. Let's see. Retrovirus has matured nicely. Density gradient is high. Recombinant counter-intron sequences look stable. Transcriptive exon strands have formed.
That's good.
It is. But there's only one way.
Protect and serve.
All right. Here we go. And now, we wait.
It'll work. Don't worry.
I hope so. We just have to let the retrovirus run its course. I'm going to rest for a while. I'm back in a few days. And you,
right.
In any event, you kept your end.
Protect and serve.
Thank God these aren't still armed.
Bingo.
You're a comic book fan, huh?
State your purpose, stranger. You walk on Atom's hallowed ground.
I'm looking for some bombs. Nuclear bombs.
You trivialize that which resides here. This place is holy. The children of Atom have sworn to guard this place until the time of the Great Divide.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, I'm on your side here.
Atom has no need. When he returns to us, these relics will... That is why they must...
Did you understand any of that?
I want to spread his, glory. Look, the bombs will get used, okay?
Isn't that what you... Perhaps then I have misjudged you. If you would see these relics used, then Atom's will is done. Take this, and prepare to enter his inner sanctum. Follow the brilliance of the glow, and may Atom's radiance warm your soul.
Captain Mitch Dunleavy, 132nd Engineering Corps at Sentinel Site Prescott. All lines of communication are down, and we're tracking multiple inbounds on radar. If this is a drill, we need confirmation immediately. We've got a lot of nervous soldiers over here, Command. If this is the big one, they want to head home to their families before it's too late. Some of the inbounds are getting awfully close. Wait a minute. The inbounds are splitting into multiple targets? Oh, hell. This is it, isn't it? May God have mercy on our souls.
You ever see anything like that before?
Proctor Ingram.
Looks like the Mark 28s are gonna do the trick. That was a good find.
I'll work with your team to ensure that Prime's bombs remain stable after they're loaded into his pack. It won't be too much of a problem.
Well, Dr. Lee, I have to admit, we couldn't have done this without you.
It's a little early to begin celebrating, Proctor Ingram. We haven't fully thrown the switch on Liberty Prime, and I'm just hoping all the work I've done to keep his system stable are gonna hold.
There's only one way to find out.
Absolutely.
Proctor, all the readouts look green. I think it's time for you to perform the power shunt.
Actually, I think I'm gonna let you press the button. After all, without your help, we'd still be staring at a pile of disassembled parts.
It would be better if a trained technician performed that task, but I suppose...
Uh-huh.
Liberty Prime, back online.
Alright, let's run a basic diagnostic on him.
Diagnostic command accepted.
Give him a moment. He needs to adjust to his new configuration.
Voice module online. Audio functionality test initialized. Designation: Liberty Prime Mark II. Mission: the liberation of Anchorage, Alaska. Primary targets: any and all red Chinese invaders.
Now let me run a system analysis and a battle readiness check.
Liberty Prime, full system analysis. All systems nominal. Weapons hot. Warning. Nuclear weapon payload depleted. Reload required. Warning. Power core offline. Running on external power only. Core restart recommended. Ability to repel red Chinese invaders compromised.
Got green lights across the board here. He's looking good from where I'm sitting. Doctor, if you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on the big guy here, I'd appreciate it. Well, I have to admit, I wasn't sure we'd be able to pull it off, but Liberty Prime's looking pretty good.
What was that he said about his power core?
Prime's in top shape, but his nuclear engine needs to be restarted. Right now, we have him running off of the Prydwen's engines. Once I get that sorted out, we'll send him off to kick in the Institute's front door. Before you head off to your next assignment, I have something for you. I came up with this little beauty myself. I think it'll add a bit more punch to your power armor.
Damn. I didn't get anything for you.
Oh, sure you did. It's that big metal behemoth standing over there. Anyway, that's enough of that. You better hightail it up to the Prydwen. Elder Maxson said he needed to speak to you as soon as you were done here. And thank you, Knight. Without you, none of this would have been possible.
In my experience, hotshots and big ones end up in closed capacity.
I have something urgent to report, Elder. The Institute is attempting to recover escaped synths at Bunker Hill.
How did you obtain this information? Our reconnaissance hasn't reported anything of the sort.
If it's all the same to you, I prefer not to say.
That answer is unacceptable, Knight.
I have it on good authority. You'll just have to trust me.
Protecting your source, is it? Very well. Since you've given me no reason to doubt you in the past, your report provides us with a golden opportunity to state our intentions to the Institute. I'm placing you in command of this mission. Exterminate the synths at Bunker Hill, and whomever the Institute sends to retrieve them. I'll instruct Kells to assign you the appropriate backup. Dismissed, soldier.
Excuse me, Elder Maxon.
Is there anything you wish to tell me, Knight?
Am I being accused of something?
That remains to be seen. Proctor Quinlan completed the decryption of the data you retrieved from the Institute. A portion of his findings included a list of synths that went missing or escaped from their underground facility. After careful analysis of the information, we've discovered Paladin Dance is a perfect match for one of the synths on that list.
That's impossible.
I'm afraid not. The evidence is quite damning. The data you brought back included a record of each subject's DNA. We keep the same information on file for all of our soldiers. Paladin Dance's DNA is a perfect match for a synth they called M797. To make matters worse, he's gone AWOL. His sudden absence simply reinforces our conclusion that M797 and I'm finding it difficult to believe that he never confided in you and then swore you to secrecy.
You have to believe me. He never told me he was a synth.
Apparently, I've misjudged you, which means I've decided to take you at your word. However, that doesn't absolve you of your duty. Dance is a synth. He represents everything we hate. A monstrosity of time. Our mission in the Commonwealth is clear. The Institute and its creations need to be destroyed in order to preserve... Which leaves me facing the most difficult order I've ever given. I'm ordering you to hunt down Dance and execute him.
With pleasure. I'll make him pay.
I'd like to see some actual evidence that Dance is a traitor before doing anything this drastic.
I appreciate your cooperation. Listen, I'm not blind to the fact that Dance was your mentor. But if we're to remain strong, we can't afford to make exceptions. Even when... Find Proctor Quinlan. He's been analyzing the data and should be able to provide you... And Knight, there's a promotion for you riding on the results of these orders.
Right.
You're dismissed.
System Delta Zap.
Attention! Ferrum Squad, report to debriefing. Ferrum Squad to the debriefing.
Proctor.
Oh, Knight. I was told you were coming. Sorry about this business with Dance.
He'll be missed.
Doubt. I was merely sorry that you'd been duped. I've been poring over Dance's duty reports and as you're well aware, Dance had intimate knowledge of the Commonwealth. I think our best approach would be to identify every location. You may want to get comfortable.
What the hell is this crap about Dance being a synth?
I assume your outburst was a reference to some doubt regarding...
So he sets Dance up, and then you knock him down. Is that it?
I don't like your tone, Halen.
My tone? I can't believe that after everything Paladin Dance did for you, there's obviously been a mistake, and we need to get...
Scribe Halen! You're addressing a senior officer, and you will show him the respect that he...
Right.
Now, unless you're here with information that can assist us, I suggest you
Of course. I believe I have some information that's relevant to the...
Sure.
Very well, then. Would you care to enlighten us? Or do we...
Knight, if you'd accompany me to the flight deck, I'd like to show you the information I've compiled firsthand. I've stored the data on my Vertibird gunship's computer.
I'll take anything that gets me closer to...
Yes, sir.
Proceed, Knight.
If you'll follow me, sir.
Well, if it isn't the man who revived the Prime, the Brotherhood is in your...
describe Halen?
This way. Do you actually plan on killing Paladin Dance?
I haven't decided yet.
Well, before you do, I've known Paladin Dance ever since I was an initiate.
Sure.
He trained me, showed me the ropes. He's earned my admiration. I don't care what Quinlan's report says. I don't care if he's a machine.
Get to the point.
I'm trying. Dance is the most selfless person I've ever met. That's why I'm asking you. Not just as a member of the Brotherhood. If you're not convinced by what he says, or somehow he's become truly lost to us.
Right. She's making a whole lot more sense than Maxon did.
All right, I'll hear him out.
That's all. I'll just have to trust that when the time comes. Before the Pribwin showed up, Dance had me identify a fallback point. It was Listening Post Bravo, an old pre-war U.S. military. It's isolated. And we're the only ones that just...
Like getting shot, never turn your back on a gunner.
Going down. Intruder. Hold it right. Going down.
Have a visual. Wait, I knew it.
I'm not surprised Maxon sent you. He never liked to do the dirty work himself.
I wish you would have told me the truth, Dance.
I might have, if I'd known what I was. Until Quinlan got that list decoded, I thought synths were the enemy. I never expected to hear that I was one of them. If it wasn't for Halen, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So, what are your orders? Does Maxon even want me alive?
No. But I'm hoping there's a way out.
Don't be ridiculous. Look, I'm not blind to the fact that I wish Maxon had sent someone else. But that doesn't change a thing. I'm a synth. If you disobey your orders, you're not only betraying Maxon, you're betraying the Brotherhood of Steel and everything it stands for. Synths can't be trusted. Machines were never meant to make their own decisions. They need to be controlled. Technology that's run amok is what brought the entire world to its knees, and humanity to the brink of extinction. I need to be the example, not the exception.
The empathy that you're showing me, it's a human emotion.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I'm ready to accept the consequences of my true identity. Maxon's ordered you to execute me, and I'll be damned if...
Right. No. I won't do it, Dance.
I can't believe you'd risk your life just to keep me... Why would you do that for me?
I've already lost my family. I don't want to lose my friend.
You're right. How could I have been so blind? I should consider how my death might affect the people that care about me. People like you and Halen. Perhaps now that you've opened my eyes, I can consider my next move.
Whatever you decide to do.
Thank you, my friend. The only clear choice is for me to leave the Commonwealth. The sooner I make for the border, the sooner I put this behind me. Take my holotags. Use them to prove that your mission was a success, or Maxon will just send someone. Now, come on. Let's get the hell out of here.
Going up. Ground floor.
How dare you betray the Brotherhood?
It's not his fault. It's mine.
I'll deal with you in a moment. Knight, why has this thing not been destroyed?
He's still alive. Because you're wrong about him.
Him? Dance isn't a man. It's a machine. An automaton created. It wasn't born from the womb of a loving mother. It was grown within the cold confines of a laboratory. Flesh is flesh. Machine is machine. The two were never meant to intertwine. By attempting to play God, the Institute has taken the sanctity of human life and corrupted it beyond measure.
After all I've done for the Brotherhood, all the blood I've spilled in our name, how can you say that about me?
You're the physical embodiment of what we hate most. Technology that's gone too far. Look around you, Dance. Look at the scorched earth and the bones that litter the wasteland. Millions, perhaps even billions, died because science outpaced man's restraint. They called it a new frontier and pushing the envelope, completely disregarding the repercussions. Can't you see the same thing is happening again? You're a single bomb in an arsenal of thousands, preparing to lay waste to what's left of mankind.
Dance wants to save mankind, not destroy it.
You're as delusional as you are insubordinate. How can you trust the word of a machine that thinks it's alive? A machine that's had its mind erased, its thoughts programmed, its very soul manufactured. Those ethics that it's striving to champion aren't even its own. They were artificially inserted in an attempt to have it blend into society.
It's true. I was built within the confines of a laboratory. And some of my memories aren't my own. But when I saw my brothers dying at my feet, I felt sorrow. When I defeated an enemy of the Brotherhood, I felt pride. And when I heard your speech about saving the Commonwealth, I felt hope. Don't you understand? I thought I was human, Arthur. From the moment I was taken in by the Brotherhood, I've done absolutely nothing to betray your trust. And I never will.
It's too late for that now. The Institute has foolishly chosen to grant you life. You simply should not exist. I don't intend to debate this any longer. My orders stand.
It's all right. We did our best. You convinced me that I was wrong to be ashamed of my true identity, and I thank you for it. Whatever you decide. Know that I'm going to my grave with no anger and no regrets.
Touching. Either you execute Dance, or I will, Knight. The choice is yours.
After all the sacrifices I've made, and all the battles I've fought for the Brotherhood, you need to listen to me.
Very well.
Whether he's human or not, Dance saved the lives of countless...
You're a stubborn man. So, it appears we've arrived at an impasse. Allowing Dance to live undermines everything the Brotherhood stands for. Yet you insist that he remains alive, which leaves me with only a single alternative. Dance, as far as I'm concerned, you're dead. You were pursued and slain by this Brotherhood Knight, and your remains were incinerated. From this day forward, you are forbidden to set foot on the Prydwen, or speak to anyone from the Brotherhood of Steel. Should you choose to ignore me, know you'll be fired upon immediately. Do we understand each other?
I do. Thank you for believing in me, Arthur.
Don't mistake my mercy for acceptance. The only reason you're still alive is because of him. I'm returning to the Prydwen Knight. Take some time. Say your goodbyes. And then I expect to see you there. We still have the Institute to deal with.
Excuse me.
It took a hell of a lot of guts to stand up to Maxon like that.
At least we know he isn't chasing you anymore. If you stay here, you should be safe.
That's an excellent suggestion. I didn't plan on spending the rest of my days at this old listening post. But it will have to do. Besides, you're still gonna need my help. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna let you wander the Commonwealth alone. Now, you better get back to the Prydwen. In the meantime, I'll start making this bunker more livable. If you ever need me, I'll be right here.
Can't you come with me now?
You heard what Maxon said. If I'm seen aboard the Prydwen, at the police station, or at the airport, not only would I be killed, I'd undermine his authority. I won't do that. But if you need me to take the fight anywhere else, I'll be there.
Nice try.
Guts to stand up to Maxon like that.
At least we know he isn't cheap.
That's an excellent suggestion. I didn't plan on... Besides, now, if you ever need...
Goodbye, Dance.
Farewell. I hope the next time we meet, it will be under happier circumstances.
Reporting is ordered, Elder.
Before we continue, I want to make one thing clear. This conversation will be the last time we speak about Dance. As far as the Brotherhood of Steel is concerned, he's dead. Do you understand?
Of course. The Brotherhood must come first.
Perhaps there's hope for you yet. Of course. Dance's execution creates a missing link in our chain of command. That traitor held quite an important position with us. I'm certain that you'll make a fine replacement. His quarters and all his possessions are now yours, including his personal suit of power armor. Congratulations, Paladin.
I'm honored, Elder.
You've earned it by your own actions. Just be aware that a Brotherhood Paladin is expected to be a symbol of integrity to our brothers and sisters. I trust you won't disappoint them, or disappoint me. In any event, we still have the Institute to contend with, and a lot of work to do before we can begin our final assault. While the finishing touches are being put onto Liberty Prime, Captain Kells has identified a potential threat to our operations. Report to him immediately for your next assignment. Ad Victoriam, Paladin.
System deltas at 100%.
Paladin.
Secondary deltas standing by.
Now that the unfortunate matter regarding Dance has been settled, we can return to our primary mission.
I'm ready, Captain.
Good, because this mission demands your full attention. Now, before we launch our attack on the Institute, we need to address another threat, the Railroad. They're a small but capable group that uses subterfuge and guerrilla tactics to harass them. Our tactical analysis says they could possibly hamper or harm our operations, which, if we strike them now, we should be able...
Then let's get to it.
Your enthusiasm is appreciated. Destroying the railroad hinges on completely eliminating their leadership. To that end, here's a list of the 5 targets we believe would cause a catastrophic...
Sure. Consider it done.
Thank you, Paladin. Now, before you depart...
Our sources tell us that the railroad has some sort of experimental or prototype robot in their headquarters. They're calling it the Predictive Analytic Machine. They use the robot for complex strategic calculations that are much more... If you could use this holotape to decrypt the security on Pam's terminal, it will force the... I'm certain we could put Pam's computing power to good use. Otherwise, destroy it. We wouldn't want it to fall into the Institute.
I'll try to get it back here in one piece.
Good.
I'm certain you'll do whatever it takes to complete the mission. When you're ready, proceed to the old... They'll provide demolition support and all the firepower you'll need to take the railroad down.
Sure.
Ad Victoriam, Paladin.
Proximity sensor.
Try and get Pam back here in one piece, okay?
Your promotion was well deserved, Paladin.
Reporting is ordered, Elder.
Before we continue, this conversation, as far as the brother, do you understand?
Of course. The Brotherhood must...
Perhaps there's... Of course. Dance's execution. That his quarters and all his positions.
Sure.
Congratulate.
I won't disappoint.
Had I even... Just be aware, I trust you in any event. While the finishing... Report to him, ad Victoriam.
Attention all Brotherhood soldiers. If you have not yet received your Squire mentorship assignment, attention, this is a reminder. All recovered technology must be presented immediately to Proctor Quinlan for evaluation. Anyone found in possession of undocumented technologies will be subject to inquiry and punishment.
I heard you hunted for Paladin. Good. Needed to be done.
catch you standing around. You'll be on report before you can blink.
It's not an easy road you've chosen, but you're never alone in this.
Can I talk to you?
Something on your mind?
The Institute knows about Bunker Hill. They're planning to recapture the synths there.
The timing couldn't be worse. The old man's been sitting on those 4 synths. There's nowhere else that's safe we could put them. Maintaining your cover is vital, but the sacrifice is just too great.
We'll lose a lot more than 4 synths if the Institute kicks me out.
Then we need to make sure you stay in their good graces. We've never known when and where the Institute would strike us next. But now we have a chance to turn the tables. We wait until the enemy is in position, then we hit them hard. No one they send out comes back alive except you. Understand?
Won't the Institute be suspicious if I'm the only one left?
You're a lot tougher than anyone else in their outfit. If only one person could survive, it would be you. And any story you come up with won't be contradicted. We can't attack too early. We need to draw them into the kill zone, and then spring the trap. You'll know when. You'll probably have a Courser escort. You'll have to take them down. You've done it before, but it'll still be dangerous.
Like you said, I've done it before.
It's a risk, but it's one we have to take. So get it done.
I'll be damned. You're that Minuteman, aren't you? Garvey. Good to meet you, pal. You're one of the good guys.
I've never lost anyone before. This failure is new to me. Never fear, sir.
What are you doing?
I will ensure your safety to the best of my All systems are a go, sir. You lead the way, and I'll follow, sir. databanks are continuing to accumulate vast amounts of data regarding the Commonwealth. I wonder how long my systems will endure these rugged conditions. I must apologize for the odd noises I'm currently emitting, a consequence of being mechanical in nature. Jackson ensured was well built for...
It's gonna be tough persuading Bunker Hill to join up with the Minutemen. I'd hate to have to attack this place.
I've been waiting for you.
Watch your tone, Synth.
Next time, move faster. Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection. Majority of the settlement is uninvolved. The situation appears to have escalated. We move in, secure the synths, and I relay out with them back to the Institute. Clear? The mission's parameters just changed. I'm going shooting. can't believe you'd do that for us. Thank you. I can't believe you'd do that for us. Thank you. You've given us another chance at life. We won't forget it.
Aye.
We'll get somewhere safe as soon as you're gone.
Thank you for sparing us.
Hey there.
I can't believe you'd do that for us. Thank you. I can't believe you'd do that for us. Thank you.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
It's not so bad, really. People manage.
Perhaps. But at a cost too great to be worth it. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
Kellogg called me the backup.
Did he? Well, he was correct. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out.
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you, as it has everything else? Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
That's all this is to you? All I am to you? Just another experiment?
No, that's not all. But still, soon I hope you'll understand. Everything I've done, a future which I hope is not in jeopardy after recent events. Bunker Hill did not go well for us. Would you care to explain?
We were totally ambushed. They were waiting for us.
You can imagine that I find that very hard to believe, given that all the intelligence leading up to this indicated we'd taken them by surprise. Bunker Hill was to cement your place as a valuable asset to the Institute. It will now only raise, and to see the Brotherhood of Steel involved in this? They had no way of... I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Directorate for the moment. Things are already in motion that this would only do. Speaking of which, it's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
With something? Your thoughts? I'm glad you stood by Dan's. He was a loyal comrade, whether or not he was a synth. How are you feeling about things? I admit I wasn't sure about you at first, but you're all right. thought I'd see our flag flying over the castle.
Dangerous look about you. Hope you ain't here for me.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the
whenever you run low on supplies.
Nothing to
Anything
report
you
at the
need
moment.
right now?
Stay tuned for updates.
Let me see what you've got.
Take a look.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
I've never lost anyone before. This failure is new to me. Traveling with you is proving to be quite uplifting.
All this walking is wearing me out.
My systems are continuing to function at peak efficiency.
You know what? Since we talked, I'm feeling swell. Look at the two of us here in Sanctuary, prepared for the future.
It's a pleasure to serve with you, sir. Everything seems to be proceeding according to plan, sir.
Let me know if there's anything I can do to lighten the load. Or, you know, anything, Fred.
I trust you're enjoying my company. You and I make quite an effective team.
Can't remember the last time I had clean fingernails. Hey.
What I wouldn't give for a good
It's astounding how much we still have to discover out here. Oh my, it's raining again. Fortunately, it won't affect my electronics.
Been too long since I took the flight.
Don't worry, my ocular sensors are well suited for travel at night.
Hey, easy living. This ain't. They didn't tell me much.
fault, Tech. Just to make sure everyone filled out their form. I was supposed to win a pack of steak knives.
Oh my, it's raining again. Fortunately, it won't affect my electronics. Don't worry, my ocular sensors are well suited for travel at night.
Can't wait to get out of this goddamn heat.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't be very good company right now.
Self-diagnostic complete. I'm happy to report I won't be falling apart on you anytime soon. All systems are a go, sir. It's a pleasure to serve with you, sir. I've never lost anyone before. This failure is new to me.
Walking around at night isn't the smartest
Look
thing
at
to be doing around here.
2 centuries, and your skin's as smooth as a baby.
My old man taught me that duct tape could fix anything. I don't think he was talking about bullet holes.
I wonder how long my systems will endure these rugged conditions.
Most folks are just looking for a hand. I see how you're looking at me. Not saying I don't like it. Just thought I'd...
Everything seems to be proceeding according to plan, sir.
How we doing on the hunt for Eddie's tapes? What's with the hard look? Say something. Get hit in the head? I can relate. The silent routine isn't getting us anywhere. Waiting on you. You gonna talk?
You ought to be careful. I can fix most things, but people don't fix so easily.
Sounds like those raiders are quite an end.
Father is more than just our leader. He is our creator.
Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further. Well, it's important. Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further. Well, it's important. Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Excuse me, but, sir, are you sure this is, well, the proper time to be discussing that? Considering, given all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
I have no idea what that is.
I'll admit I'm relieved. It's intended to be something of a classified project, which I'm sure means everyone already knows about it. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
In this world, I'm sure a compromise is necessary.
Quite right. For far too long, we've been dependent on others. On our surroundings. That time is over. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Sounds like an important step.
That's an understatement. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, and to how you will help.
Sir?
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I'm not overly fond of putting my own father in harm's way, he has proven more than...
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
No!
Please,
Can't be serious!
everyone, please, I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you.
You're dying?
I'm afraid so. A very aggressive form of cancer. Believe me when I say we've done everything we can. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
Oh, boy. You can't be serious!
Really?
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
Safety first. Remember that.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once.
I'm sorry, Father. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I can do the job.
Of course you can. That's why I made the decision. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurance. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. There are hard decisions ahead for all of us.
Busy day for you, isn't it? Well, it's about to get busier. You're going to lead this operation, I'm told.
I have every confidence you'll make a fine job.
Remember to conserve power at every opportunity.
We must speak quickly. We cannot risk being discovered. I have made arrangements. I can get the 13 we discussed into position. But, tell me, do you...
A better plan is to use this opportunity to rescue everyone. But, since I'll have to fight for it.
And I thought Mr. Benet's plan was too ambitious. Of course, I'd fight for my freedom. And I know of a few, but enough to face all the guards? Yes. Even if most don't join the fight, certainly there are many others who have been waiting their whole... But we should be prepared for some of the sins.
All people want to be free. They just need the opportunity to...
If the Railroad inspires everyone like you do, the SRB is wise to fear you. You will give my... I admire Mr. Benet. I will talk to my friends. Meet me here tomorrow.
Sergio, you will schedule a maintenance duty at SRB elsewhere.
You get me what we talked about, and I'm in business.
I carried out my duties, as usual.
Liam, I got your username and password.
You railroad guys really deliver. Hooking that ancient tech up to the modern terminals is going to be seriously timed. So hand it over and I'll get started.
No, he's not. But I was only...
What is it? Were you or weren't you acting?
This is a delicate operation.
Good question. If we find ourselves in that position, we pull the plug and wait for another opportunity. We can't risk anyone's life over this.
Would it be possible to rescue more synths?
Those 13 synths are the only ones we're sure we can trust. If we push our luck and get the wrong synth involved, the whole thing could unravel.
Here you go.
Great. Listen, I need a favor. Z-114 is working the atrium again. Can you give him an update? It's safer if you do it.
From what I hear, that rogue synth at Libertalia was a real menace. Now it's back where it belongs.
Hey, Z1.
I asked my friends if they'd take up arms for their freedom. I was surprised at the number of volunteers. Perhaps once the fighting begins, many...
Sure.
But we will fight and die very quickly. Given the right materials, we can make our own crude but serviceable weapons. Unfortunately, we're missing a few critical ingredients.
I have weapons I can give you.
Excellent. Deposit anything you can spare in Maintenance Closet 3B. But we need enough weapons to... So the ingredients are still...
Tell me how I can help.
We've come up with a plan to get what we... The Institute's always expanding. Excavate. The mining equipment has been packed into... Thanks to Mr. Binet. How do you feel about killing some guards?
I'll do it, if... Sure.
After you eliminate the guards, we'll move the supplies and blow up the tunnel. To the SRB, it will be... And then...
I'm listening.
Nice work bringing that rogue scent back.
From what I hear, that rogue scent at Libertalia, real menace.
Have you seen J522 around? He didn't show up for duty today, and I can't seem to find him.
Did you check robotics? He was probably scheduled for routine maintenance. I wouldn't worry about it.
I thought so too, but he wasn't in the log, and everyone I've asked hasn't seen him. He's never just missed a ship like that.
Without access to bioscience, how are we?
Your presence here is important, not just to me, to all of us.
Greetings, sir.
Greetings, citizen. I believe you have business. Thank you, stranger. Leave now. Soon.
Unit critically damaged. Repairs
Remember
impossible.
Z1's plan, everyone. Grab every... thing we can use. The crate. It's especially.
You have done your part, and we'll do ours. Weapon construction will begin immediately.
Get those weapons made quickly.
We will. Every hour we wait is another hour the SRB could discover us. For now, please continue working with Father. We can't afford for him to grow suspicious. When my people are ready, I will contact you.
Sounds like things are pretty bad in bioscience. You can resolve the situation. Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
From what I hear, that rogue synth at Libertalia was a real menace. Glad it's back where it belongs.
Higgs and Logan are no better than children throwing a temper tantrum.
Higgs and Logan have officially lost their minds. They'll be lucky not to be exiled.
Something's out there. I must end your existence.
You're a Minuteman, aren't you? Thought so. Oh, just wanted to say thanks for everything you fellows do.
Thanks. It's good to know. Remember to support your local Minutemen.
We need more people like you. Here, I want you to have this. I hope you can find a use for it.
Every little bit helps. We'll be sure to put this to good use.
Yeah.
Relay activated. Relay powering up. Ready in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Did you think we would not see what you have done? Did you think I wouldn't know you've betrayed me? After all I've done, the lengths to which I've gone to give you a new home, a new life, for us to be a family. But you have made your choice. From this point on, you are an enemy of the Institute. Should you cross us, we will kill you. Go now, and live whatever meaningless life you can.
Relay online and engaging.
Heads up. I've made my choice. The Institute is now our enemy.
I always knew that day was coming. The question now is, what are we gonna do about it?
I say we attack. Take the fight to the Institute.
I'm all for that, but we don't have any way to hit them yet. You should give Sturgis that holotape with the Institute data on it. With any luck, he can use it to find some way in. In the meantime, we can focus on building up our strength while Sturgis is working his end. No half measures. This time, when we attack...
This is our supply. Let's go through.
I'll let Max and Zay... I'm pleased to see Max's...
Excuse me, Proctor Ingram. Do you remember that holotape of Institute data I gave you? I really need it back.
I'd appreciate knowing why you want me to hand over highly sensitive data first.
Ah, fine. You got me. I'm an Institute spy, and we want our data back.
Cute. Real cute. Here's the original. Already made myself a copy.
Ah, Paladin. Good. Now that the unfortunate matter regarding Dance has been settled, come back here now. This briefing isn't over.
Don't despair, brother. We're here to save the Commonwealth.
Still ain't perfect, but we're surviving.
Here's a holotape I happen to have. Full scan of the Institute network.
Well, all right. I'll start digging into this and see if I...
We need a way to bring the fight to them.
Let's hope we got something we can use. Well, they sure aren't gonna fall for that teleport hijacker trick twice. Even if it wasn't a... all the good stuff on here is gonna be encrypted. So the first job. After that, well, I'll have to see what I've got.
Hope you realize how